Joe is, I'm not gonna lie, the most interesting person I've met in info. You've been able to close millions of dollars for your clients.
Yeah.
How much is the offer doing? I'm curious.
The past year, being the top rep every single month, collected like millions of dollars for them, got a nice percentage of that as well. Top month ever, I had like a 112.5% close rate. When I joined, they were doing 40k a month. Now they're doing around about 450k a month.
Wow.
I always had like big goals for myself, and somewhere along the line they started to get lost. I was slacking, do you know what I mean? I was living for the weekend, doing what most people, you know, who are like my age would do. My dad was always one of my biggest supporters. He ended up getting diagnosed with cancer. It kind of made me realize like I didn't want him to pass away not proud of me. And also my mom, who has given me unbelievable childhood. She has sacrificed 20 odd years of her life for me. Least I can do is sacrifice some money for her.
What was the largest month that you've been able to generate as a closer?
31k. I could make more, but
You choose not to.
yes,
Please elaborate.
because those months I've taken 3 calls a day, max. You see a lot of reps out there, they'll do like 60, 70, 80k a month, but they're taking like 12 calls a day. I'm taking 2 to 3 a day because it's like I don't need to make more. Because to me, there is no point in making a shit ton of money if you don't even have time to go for a pint with your boys. I didn't get into this industry to sit around a desk. I got out of it. I got out of the 9 to 5. I didn't get out of the 9 to 5 to work more than a fucking 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't do that.
What's something that you have never shared? You can be vulnerable if you feel like
I don't think I've ever been comfortable. I don't even know what that would be. Like, I can't even fathom it. I might have more zeros in my bank account, but the poorest person in the world is the man who only has money. And that's why I always spend it and travel and all that sort of stuff, because I don't want to just have money.
Respect.
And what is the point?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jirrove, the only Jirrove in the world. Google it, and we are back for another Leverage Creators podcast. Today's a very special guest, as always. We literally met
2 days ago, mate.
2 days ago.
2 days ago.
2 days ago, and shout out to Leanne for making the connection. And this is why I always preach your network is your net worth. But you need to first become a person of value, because people only want to network if you're able to actually help them. And I know it sounds kind of transactional, but you need to always have the mindset of being of service to the world and how can I be of value to someone. And this is another beautiful connection that I've made. Joe is one of the coolest people. I'm not gonna lie, the most interesting person I've met in info. Right? So please introduce yourself.
So yeah, I'm Joe. Apologies for the bad throat. I was singing in the karaoke club last night. So I'm Joe. I'm a sales coach, ex-magician, ex-mentalist as well. Mentalist, it's a fancy word for like mind reader. So my job is essentially coach people how to get better at sales, not by using a script or using word tracks, but actually understanding people on a kind of like molecular level, and actually understanding what makes every single person in the world tick and what's going to move them closer to the sale or further away from the sale. So yeah, that's me.
Amazing. And for those that don't know, where are you from?
Newcastle, mate.
Newcastle.
Well, technically I'm from Durham, so I'm like a plastic Geordie, but I tell people I'm from Newcastle.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's cool. And I'm excited for this one because, as you heard, the mentalist, he actually used to be a magician, and not just someone that does party tricks here and there.
Yeah.
You were an award-winning magician.
Yeah, you were surprised, weren't you? When
I was
pulled the deck
surprised.
of cards out, you were like, whoa, what?
Yeah, yesterday we were at lunch, and I was like, wait, what? You're a magician?
Yeah.
And then you actually did some insane tricks. We got it on the vlog.
Yeah.
And go watch my vlog if you want to see that. But I wanted to first go ahead and just say thank you for coming down to London and for being open to do this pod, because we literally had this idea less than 12 hours ago.
Yeah, mate. I think we were like 4 pints deep when we had the idea.
You were. No,
I was.
I don't really drink pints, but we know you love some pints. Gives you some
I do love a
superpowers.
good pint, mate.
Let's go. You obviously have been in the sales space for some time, and not just online, but also in person. So just for those that are watching right now, do some humble flexes and let us know some of the amazing offers that you've worked on right now
in the remote
and
space,
some of your personal accolades as well.
So technically I started out in sales when I was 14. So I used to be a magician. And Like my dad was always like my biggest supporter. He used to, take us everywhere, do all my magic shows, all that sort of stuff, as well as my mum, as well. But the thing is, I was too young to go to what you would call a wedding fair, which is where people who are about to get married would go and see everything they can hire for the wedding. So what I used to do was I used to cold call people's weddings. So I just rock up at somebody's wedding and just start doing magic tricks around the table until the bride and groom were like, hang on a second, we didn't fucking hire a magician. and then I would basically pitch them on hiring me for the rest of the night because I'd already provided the value because the guests were impressed. But then I did actually get into like actual door-to-door sales. So I did that for around about 2 years. I was one of the top reps in the UK for the companies I worked for. However, I don't know. I always had like big goals for myself. And somewhere along the line, they started to get lost, right? Like somewhere along the line, I was slacking. Do you know what I mean? I was living for the weekend, doing what most people, who are like my age would do, right? And I ended up transitioning into like more of like a traditional sales role, like corporate sales and that sort of thing. And as I say, my dad was always one of my biggest supporters. He never kind of wanted me to, I guess, do anything traditional. And I ended up doing something obviously traditional. And then he ended up getting diagnosed with cancer. He's fine, by the way. He's still alive.
Thank
right?
God.
But yeah, it kind of made me realize like I didn't want him to pass away not proud of me. Right? And also my mom, who has given me like an unbelievable childhood. She's, I don't. I hope she doesn't mind us mentioning it, but she doesn't make a lot of money. So I wanted to make sure that like I could make a fucking shit ton of money, right? And actually get to a great position. First off, to make sure that my dad's proud, and if anything was to happen to him, he would be peaceful when he passed because he would know that I'm okay. And then also just to repay my mum for everything that everything she's ever done for me, basically. Because she has sacrificed 20 odd years of her life for me. Least I can do is sacrifice some money for her. But yeah, I guess that's kind of my story. So I got into high ticket sales, was initially doing it whilst still working the corporate sales job, until I replaced my income. So I used to sell fitness, as you can tell. And then I transitioned into more like business mentoring, like helping people like scale the business, helping people start like online businesses. So that's what I've specialized in. The offer that I'm on now, I've been on that for like the past year, being the top rep every single month, collected like millions of dollars for them, and got a nice percentage of that as well. Top month ever, I had like a 112.5% close rate.
Which 112? How do you get more than 100%?
Yeah, so 1 month. Funny thing is, I actually made more the month before, like an 86% close rate. But it was like a really slow month, so I was just hammering the outbound dials, hammering the referrals, upsells, everything. So I ended up like closing more calls than I actually took. So that was a pretty strange month.
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting. So you mentioned you've been able to close millions of dollars for your clients.
Yeah.
For, let's say, that offer that you mentioned, how much is the offer doing? I'm curious, like per year.
Yeah. So when I started, the offer was still quite small, because a year ago I was nowhere near the closer that I am today. So it was about a year ago, and when I joined, they were doing 40K a month. Now they're doing around about 450K a month.
Wow.
And we have took on a couple of other closes since, especially now that I've got my own program. My volume is limited. But yeah, I've been through the ringer with that offer, and it's a good one though. It's a good one. Great like offer owner as well.
Amazing.
Which is a rare thing in this space because so many offer owners just have like an ego of the fucking size of a black man's cock.
As you can see, my friend out here is very authentic, unfiltered. I love it.
Yeah.
That's the thing I really resonate with about you. Like, whatever's on your mind, you just say it. So
Yeah, 100%.
I really respect it
100%.
so much, bro. But in terms of the offer, what niches are you allowed to say?
Yeah. It's Amazon FBA.
Amazon FBA. Wow.
Yeah.
Still on that right now.
Yeah, yeah. It's so it's helping people that either have an Amazon FBA business or want to start an Amazon FBA business, essentially make more money.
Beautiful.
And the fulfillment's really good as well,
Yeah,
which is also a rare find in the space. The
yeah.
fulfillment is very good.
Yeah, we'll get onto the info landscape and
Yeah,
sales landscape shortly. But what was the largest month that you've been able to generate as a closer?
31K.
31K.
Yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. And the fact that you are able to make 31K a month as
I
a
could
closer,
make more though.
you choose not to.
Yes,
Please elaborate.
because those months I've taken 3 calls a day max.
Max.
Yeah, like I've done like 31K. Like you see a lot of reps out there. They'll do like 60, 70, 80K a month, but they're taking like 12 calls a day. I'm taking 2 to 3 a day because it's like I don't need to make more than that. Like really, in terms of sales, because to me there is no point in making a shit ton of money if you don't even have time to go for a pint with your boys. And it's like I didn't get into this industry to sit around a desk. I got out of it. I got out of the 9 to 5. I didn't get out of the 9 to 5 to work more than a fucking 9 to 5.
Yeah.
Like I didn't do that. So
Great point.
obviously when I was first in high ticket sales, I was taking a lot of calls a day because I needed to because my skill set wasn't there. But then when I actually started to understand like what actually moves the sale forward and stopped focusing on scripts and word tracks and actually just focused on people and understanding them, then I was able to massively reduce me working time.
Wow.
So yeah.
So you choose to not take more calls even though.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you in a position now where you have to manage and train other closers that can compensate to make sure that the
Yeah.
How's
I
this
mean,
all going?
obviously people brand new or people that, the skill set's not quite there, I would never suggest to them to take 3 calls a day. Right. A lot of times when you see things about the high ticket space, there'll be ads saying like, drink matcha, have Pilates, like work 3 hours a day, do nothing. And it's like, no, that's not the fucking industry. At the end of the day, it's a sales job that's remote, right? But like the idea is that I will get those reps to a certain skill set level to where they can actually have what they originally got into the industry for, which was time, money, and freedom. But when you first get into high ticket sales, you realize you don't get much time. You probably don't make that much money. And you also don't really have that much freedom because you have to be on a call to make money.
Yep.
Right? So being able to help a rep that was sold the dream by someone else actually end up like living the fucking dream.
Yeah. So when it comes to you choosing to be more leveraged, hashtag leveraged, create
Yeah.
right here.
Yeah.
I've never met a sales rep or closer in general that chooses to work less.
Yeah.
So your efficiency must be really good, and
Yeah.
that means your close rate must be fucking good, and you must be great at sales, which
Yeah.
makes sense because you've been able to consistently make 20, 30K a month, and you are also consulting in other people's coaching communities, and you have your own consulting sales program
Yeah.
too. So what does it take to be a top 0.1% sales closer?
I think there's a couple of things. Some of it can be taught, some of it can't. In terms of the skill set itself, understanding people and how to communicate and all that sort of stuff. That can be taught, right? I can teach someone how to sell, right? I can teach them, how to communicate. I can teach them like how to understand people and all that sort of stuff. What I can't teach them is the fucking grit, right? That's what you can't teach. And it's like people that get into the industry because it's like there's a famous, that saying, it's like everybody wants the view but nobody wants to climb. It's like that. And it's like the industry in terms of sales or just anything in general, like even with yours, right? Obviously yours isn't as like sales focused by personal branding, so you need to fucking put the work in.
100%.
It's like you can't just expect it to work out. And I think it's like you've got to have a couple of demons. Do you know what I mean? Like you got to have some devil whispering in your back of your ear.
Yeah.
And like understanding what the other side of life looks like if you don't actually do what's required.
Yeah.
Like that shit I can't teach anyone. Nobody can teach it. But that's something that the person has to actually figure out themselves. But yeah, that's what I would say.
So let's circle back to your story. What is your why? Did you always come from a place where life was good. Like right now, you obviously being able to enjoy money, the fruits of your labor, but it wasn't always sunshine and rainbows, right?
No.
So, would you say you came from a privileged background?
Depends what you define as privileged. If you mean a mom and dad and grandparents that loved us, yes. Did I have a roof over me over the top of my head? Yes. But if you mean like did I come from like money? Fuck no. Fuck no. Like I come from like the northeast of England, working class family, right? Like nurses. Well, my granddad was a miner. My dad, he is a business owner. He's a postmaster. But I don't come from like, you know, an ex-oil mogul or something like that, right? That most people in Canary Wharf come from.
London in general as well,
Yeah,
right? Especially
yeah,
what you're saying. You're saying in one of the most expensive places in London,
yeah,
South Ken.
yeah, South Kensington, yeah, but yeah, it's I definitely didn't come from money, but it's weird. I didn't come from money, but I learned from a very young age like what it would actually take. Cause like I seen how hard my dad would work, and I seen how hard my mum would work, and even my grandparents. Like when I was younger, they were still working, and like I seen from then like what it actually fucking takes. Because, yeah,
Respect. Like I really resonate with what you mentioned because I'm from the Philippines. I was born there. I moved to the UK when I was 3, and my parents sacrificed so much to be here, and they were nurses. They are still nurses right now. And the thing is, with entrepreneurship, you either come from a place of inspiration or desperation. So, would you say you getting into entrepreneurship, sales in general, like ever since you were a kid, you were 14 hustling?
yeah.
Your peers were just chilling. They didn't. When I was 14, I was playing football and, like playing games, like as a normal
Well,
14
so
year
was
old.
I, but I was a fat fuck. I could only run for about 20 minutes of the game.
And you were hustling. You've been hustling. Like
Yeah.
it's beautiful to see that you've been doing that. So, what would you say is that original entrepreneurial drive that lit up the fire in the first place?
But it's like, the way I look at it is it's like, this is the only shot you've got, or that we've got. So why would you waste time doing something that you don't want to do? Like, I mean, sales isn't what I wanted to like do, like in terms of like a passion, but it allows me to do the stuff that I wanted to do. It was like a vehicle to get me to where I wanted to go. And I think it's like, I think the drive just comes from like, it's my fucking life and I'll live it however the fuck I want to live it. I don't care about anybody else's opinion, really, apart from me family. It's like, whatever it takes to get the job done, I'll fucking do. And that's why I know that I'd smoke fucking anyone else. Because it's like, if they think they'll work hard, I'll just work harder. And like, it's been the name of the game since I was a kid.
Respect. So, one thing I've noticed about you is you're very humble. I've met a lot of people in the online info space,
Yeah.
and if they were making the money that you're making at a young age, it's normal for it to get to your head. I've been through that as well. I've suffered from lifestyle inflation throughout my journey, making money, losing money, making money, losing money. So, what is your relationship with money and making it?
I mean, I think I don't kind of view it as real in a sense of it's like, and I think it's because I'm in sales. It's like, if I went broke tomorrow, I've got the skill set to make it back. But it's like, the way I look at it is like, money is like, it's literally just it's a tool that you can use, right? In terms of, you can't buy happiness with money, but you can buy choices, right? And it's like the ultimate goal in life, I think, for everyone is to never have to read the menu from the right hand side, right? Being able to go to a restaurant and just order what you want, and not because of the price of it. And like, that's not what it was like for me as a kid. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't think I ever ordered a steak at a restaurant.
Wow.
Because it was over like 20 quid when I was a kid. So it's like, my relationship with money is weird in terms of like, I do spend it and I do enjoy it. I am also somewhat smart with my money, but I do always have a little bit of fear because since I don't come from money, and that's what my life was like, there's always that fear that it's going to be gone. Like it's going to be gone tomorrow, which it could be. You know what I mean? But it's like, I also know deep down that I have the skill set to where it's like, I shouldn't fear it because I'm in sales. Like I can just sell something. But yeah, I would say that's kind of my relationship. It's kind of like a two-way, three-way. No, I'm joking. It's like, yeah, it's like a two-way kind of thing. There's like one side of it, which is like fact, which is like, I can make money, I'm not going to be broke tomorrow. And then there's the other way, which is like, and like here's an actual psychology lesson. It's very hard for the brain to tell the difference between what's real and what's not. In terms of like, there's the one that's fact, and then there's the one that's not fact. Like, it's not true that like I could lose my money like right now and like never make money again. But it's very hard for my brain to decide which one's actually real between that and the actual truth. And that's something I've struggled with for years.
Wow.
And I think it's because I have been broke before. And I've seen my family members go through very tough times with money. And it's like, there's always that, I guess, kind of conditioning inside of my head. But yeah.
Respect. I really resonate with that, bro, because I also didn't come from a wealthy background, and it's funny, we ended up being in the same industry as well.
Yeah.
We went through the door-to-door sales space.
Yeah, man.
And we have the mutual. Shout out to Roll.
Big man rule.
Big man Roll. It's such a small world. Bro.
Yeah, man.
And the way in which me and you got connected was because of Leanne, who,
Yeah.
a friend of mine that I brought into the online space this time last year. And then she's gone her own path of purchasing other people's mentorship.
And then she bought a sales mentorship and then invested in mine. And the sales mentorship she bought, I actually do coaching as well on a Monday. And also, the person who she bought it from closed me on my first sales coaching mentorship. Yeah, it's a small world, man.
It's insane. And that just goes to show the power of networking. I'm a big advocate of networking and helping people with personal branding. And it's so important because your name carries weight. Everyone has a personal brand. And whenever someone thinks of Joe, they're going to have their own perceived notion on you. And I'm curious, well, I'm going to tell you what I think of you after spending the last 48 hours with you, mate.
He's a fucking alcoholic.
You're one of the nicest people I've ever met. And
cheers, man.
You genuinely are the most interesting person I've met in info, and I've met a lot of guys I've interviewed and worked with, a bunch of 6 to 8 figure entrepreneurs, and I've never met anyone like you, especially because you know how to work hard and play harder. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I can. There's definitely a good balance there in my world.
And the thing is, like, we've also been able to have very intellectual conversations, especially yesterday. So there is that deep side to Joe.
Yeah.
So, what is one thing that you've never shared online? Because I've seen your content. Your content right now is the funny comedy skit kind of vibe, and I rate it because like you're not afraid to call people out. You're not afraid to speak your mind. But what's something that you have never shared? You can be vulnerable if you feel like you
can. The reason I share that content is because I love attention, and could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Ever since I was a kid, besides from my family, I'd never really gotten attention from anybody else. And I would always chase it. And I guess that's kind of reflected in my content, because as you can see, it, I guess, gets attention. Right? And it feeds that inner child of me. I guess one thing that I guess is like, that I've never shared online is that, I mean, first off, I'm basically the exact same person online as I am like in person, which is very rare. Which is very rare in the info space.
Yeah.
But I think there's two things that are somewhat detrimental to me. One is I seek an incredible amount of approval and attention. And I seek, in fact, yeah, it's basically just that one. It's like they all come down to that one. Whether it's relationships, connections, whatever, it always comes down to like I crave attention and approval from other people. Even though, like, I'll say to myself, even though, like, I'll live my life the way I want to live it, I do want people to see that that is what I do. And I want people to be attentive of me in terms of, like, what I'm actually doing with my life. Like, I don't want to be in this game and nobody know who I am. That might be an ego thing. It might be a childhood thing. I don't really know. Yeah, I guess that.
I see. So you mentioned getting attention, and you lacked attention when you were a child growing up. How does it feel now that you are getting attention and you've been able to help several people through your coaching, consulting, and sales? Not just for your offer owners, your clients, but also people like Leanne and people that are your students.
Yeah.
How does that feel, that the attention that you lacked once, you are now able to change people's lives because of it?
Yeah.
Did you ever see yourself doing that before, like the younger, fat, degenerate version of you?
Yeah. Man, that's just the same one as me now, just younger. No, I'm joking. No, man, that's a good one. Did I ever? No, man. I never seen me necessarily changing anybody else's life. I've never even thought of it like that.
Because Leanne tells me about you a lot, and
Does she?
she's like, I'm so grateful that you're her mentor, because
Really?
you've changed her paradigm. You've given her paradigm shifts, and
Yeah.
she's learnt so much, and yeah, she's very grateful for the teaching style that you have as well. Very unique.
Yeah. Yeah, shit. I've never even. And it's weird because, like I said, it's true.
And I know that you have how many clients right now? Well, in your program?
Like 20.
20, right? So the fact that you've gotten people to take their hard-earned cash to transact with you in the hopes of you helping them change their lives, which you have obviously been able to do so, because you wouldn't be able to sign 20 clients on your program if you weren't someone that was fucking good at what they did.
Yeah.
Got results. So you could maybe start off with sharing some of the results that your clients are
Yeah.
getting.
So I released my program like a month ago.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I only released it a month ago.
And you're on 20 already?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how young this was.
Yeah. I
this
released
company
my
was.
program like a month ago.
And you're on 20 already? Wow.
Yeah. Well, Leanne, like, she joined me. Like, I was doing like a bit like beta testing.
Beta testing,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yeah, so my actual program's been only going on for a month. So one of our clients' first ever month as a closer, did eight grand in commissions, which first ever month closing, never closed before.
What niche?
BizOp.
And do you feel that someone can skip setting and go straight into closing?
Yeah. I didn't fucking do setting. Well, I did for about like 20 minutes and then I fucking left the Slack channel. But like, yeah, like fuck setting. Fuck setting. It's boring as fuck.
Damn.
Unless you do it over the phone. Sometimes it's fun over the phone. But DM setting, like, I've had shits that aren't as painful as DM setting. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the fucking, it's terrible. But yeah, like, I went basically straight to closing. Yeah, so 8 grand in his first month. We've got other people that are, closing it consistently over 70%. We've got a couple of people that are hitting like 5 figures a month. So, and I mean, like, especially for only being a month as well so far. Well, 6 weeks. Like, I can't wait to see what kind of results we're getting in like 6 months.
Wow. That's amazing. But just to be clear, you definitely have been coaching for longer than a month, right?
Yeah, so I was coaching Coaching since like November. But because before that I'd been selling in the high ticket space for like two and a half years, and previously in the B2B space face to face, and previously in the door to door space.
Yeah, you've got years.
So I've got like the accolades.
100%.
You know, I didn't just sell for 3 months and then release a coaching program.
No.
And I've sold across multiple different like industries
and products as well.
Yeah, like
What have you sold?
charities, broadband, security systems. I've sold food services. I've sold what's it called? Fitness programs, supplements. I've sold e-commerce, like e-com coaching. I've sold Amazon. I've sold legacy type offers like book publishing. I've sold AI offers. I've sold. What else have I sold? Shit. I've sold something else. Oh, what is it? Fuck. Mate, my mind's went blank. I can't remember, but I have sold something else. There's been something. Cocaine. No. No. But yeah, so I've sold across like multiple different industries. So, and like the system that I've got now has worked across multiple different industries. As I say, it's not like I've sold on one offer for 3 months and then thought that like it's the only way that works in sales.
Wow. That's a lot of things that you've sold. So, what have you seen in the current info and sales landscape to be some of the issues that's going on? Because I'll be real, I've seen people set or close for a month to 3 months.
Yep.
And then next thing I see them selling the program. Like, what are your thoughts on that? Because
they're not a fucking sales coach. They're still a fucking intern.
And the thing is, you can get away with it.
Yeah, you can. Marketing. Like, it's fucking wild game. Some of the problems, people just don't understand what they're doing. In terms of, they'll watch an Instagram reel, they'll see a word track. They'll be like, oh, I need to try that out on my next call. They don't even understand why the word track works. Or like what the data was before that word track was used on the call. Also, most of the time, it's not even a real fucking call on Instagram. It's a fucking role play with one of the students, right? Like, here's something that you need to know. If you invest in me, I will never ask you to pretend to be a prospect for my fucking Instagram reels. Okay? Just so you're aware.
Disclaimer.
DM me. No. So it's like, a couple of problems is, everybody is selling basically the same fucking way. A lot of coaches out there, so there's two issues. One of them is coaches that have only been selling for like 3 months. The other one is people that haven't sold in like 5-10 years. It's like, it's a completely fucking different game. Like, info now compared to info 5-10 years ago, completely different. In terms of prospects of, you know, they've bought pieces of shit before, right?
Yep.
Whereas back in the day, like, I've seen calls from like info in like 2022, and it's like, oh my God, what I would have done to have sold that.
Especially if it was a good offer. The guy's got a personal brand.
Yeah. But it's like, people are like, oh, what's the next script I can learn? What's the next word track? What's the next objection handling? What's the next this, that, the other that I can learn? Framework. Yeah. Fucking hell, people need to get that tattooed on their ass cheeks, framework. Like, the amount of times I hear that word used, oh my days. But it's like, what they don't understand, all they need to actually do is basically understand people. Like, understanding the language that somebody's using on a sales call, what is behind that language, right? So it's like, if you say to somebody at the start of the call, like, what is it you want to achieve? And they're like, oh yeah, if I can make 10K per month with this, that would be great. It's like, that right there is uncertainty. And it's like, you need to handle that right there and then. But what happens is people just like, oh, well, let me just ask the next question on my script. And then they get cooked at the end of the call. So there's the language, but also the body language people use, right? Blink rate, like how fast somebody blinks, right? And also, like, when I was a magician and a mentalist, like, my job was to basically analyze body language and all that sort of stuff, especially being a mentalist. So that like it's like one thing but for example that I used to do as a magic trick. Like somebody would have a coin and it would either be in the pocket or in the hand, and I would guess it right every single time. Okay? But like I didn't know if it was in the pocket or in the hand, but then I would guess it right every single time simply by just like the way that their body communicated. Right? So everybody has tells. You know, like in poker, when it's like, somebody scratching the ear or like rubbing the head, whatever. Like being able to understand that in sales, and you can just read a person like a book. Right? Being able to use confusion, right? Being able to essentially like embed commands into the prospect to where they just become completely suggestible, right? Being able to take the prospect back into regression, right? Taking them back to their childhood, right? And how like how that's kind of shaped them and conditioned them to get to the situation they're in today. And obviously, reframing beliefs and all that sort of stuff. Like that is what makes the fucking sale. And not asking somebody like, so yeah, like what happens if you don't buy the program? Like, do you know what I mean? Like actually understanding like who you're speaking to. Because it's like, that's the problem with the script. It's designed for like one prospect, really. It's not designed for everybody.
Interesting. So, what approach would you say to people that are, let's say, they're already a closer, they're maybe at the 2 to 5K a month mark,
Yeah.
they're wanting to make more commissions. What advice would you give them with regards to skill set and overall just making...
Couple of things. Stop having the same objections as your fucking prospects, right? It's like, one thing is like, they'll message me in the DMs, they'll be like, how much is my program? How much is your program? And it's like, all they're doing is thinking about the cost. Like straight away. It's like, how the fuck are you going to close a prospect if your mind only works on fucking cost, right? Or they'll be like, oh yeah, well like, I think I'm going to wait until like, I get on a better offer to like get sales training. It's like, oh, fuck off. Like, just fuck off. Like, you're using the same shit your prospect uses. So that's number one. Stop giving yourself the same objections that your prospects are giving you, right? Number two is find a process, right? And fucking stick to it, right? And stop trying to like find the next best line to use and just understand people more. Like, study people before scripts, 100%, every single time. Which I was gifted with, but a lot of people, do you know what I mean? They don't understand people. Like, do you know what I mean? And it's like, they wouldn't be able to fucking communicate face to face. How are they going to do it on a sales call? Right? I would say that, and I would also say to people as well, relax. Like, so many people take it way too seriously. At the end of the day, it's sales is a conversation. The only difference is at the end of it, somebody's buying. The prospect's either buying the program or you're buying their excuses of not buying the program. Right? Because it's like, at any point in life, you're either selling or you're being sold to.
Yeah.
And that is the same thing with sales. It's literally just a conversation. But people, like, completely fucking forget it and think that it's, like, something completely different. It's like, it's not. If the prospect doesn't buy, so what? Like, you're still alive.
Yeah.
Like, maybe. Depends if you're really bad at sales and then, like, can't afford rent. Then you maybe not be alive, but... yeah, I think it's just people just need to relax. Relax, understand people, stop giving bullshit objections that you get yourself on your own sales calls. And that's basically it.
I wanted to elaborate further on understanding people.
Uh-huh.
What tangible steps or, let's say, advice can you give on that so that when someone watching this can... actually implement that in their next sales call?
Yeah, so practicing outside of sales calls in terms of like understanding people, but like taking it away from the sales call, right? So like understanding different language patterns, right? Like why somebody would use a specific word to describe something, right? Understanding that, understanding different body languages, you can understand like different cultures, upbringings, right? And understanding different like social classes and all that sort of stuff, right? And the main ones though are language and body language, right? because they essentially portray how that person is. So if a prospect is using like uncertain language, like if, maybe, would, could, that sort of thing, and they also, like, you can just tell, like, by the face that they're not, like, certain. Do you know what I mean? It's like, you know they're going to give you a fear objection at the end of the call. So it's your job to handle that, like, in the moment. And it's like, I think the one thing people can do is just ditch the script. Ditch the script and just focus on just getting to the truth on the sales call. Whether it results in a sale or not, I don't mind. Like, as long as we get to the truth. Because that is the only important thing on a sales call. But yeah.
So we've covered a lot of the story and the sales frame. Well, not the sales frameworks. You don't like sales frameworks, but the sales advice that you've shared. So I appreciate you sharing that. Now, one thing that I would love for you to share to the viewers is the angle that you uniquely have, which is you are a magician and you are a mentalist.
Yeah.
So could you elaborate more and break it down for a double?
Yeah, so essentially, as I say, a mentalist means like reading people. That's basically what like, a mentalist is, right? Like predicting things, reading minds, that sort of thing. Obviously, not actually reading minds, but like reading the person so that you can make it seem like you're actually read the mind, right? So that's what I did. Like that was my job. Was to essentially read people, like manipulate and deceive people with magic and also sales. No, I'm joking.
Very ethical.
Yeah. No, but like essentially being able to deceive people, but also like just read them basically. And like misdirection and all that sort of stuff. Like that was what I did for 10 years. 10 years? No, a little less than 10 years. Probably about 8 years. I did it like professionally. So, and what I realized is that's so missing from the sales space. As I was saying earlier, it's like people just read the script and they don't read behind the script, right? And they don't understand as well that the prospect themselves have a script. The prospect themselves has their own internal script that we need to identify what that is and reframe beliefs and reframe behaviors, because if we don't, then they're just going to stick to the script that they've always had for the rest of, like, for their entire life. Right? And that's one thing that's massively missing in the sales space. People look at sales too surface level. Sales is not objection handling. Like, it's not just objection handling and, like, discovery and pitch. Like, that's not really all it is. There's so many layers to every single part of sales that so many people are yet, like, haven't tapped into. So that's why I was able to make, like, 30K a month consistently, work, like, taking 2 to 3 calls a fucking day.
Yeah.
Right? Some days I'd take 1 call because I'd know that I'd fucking close it. It's like, if I was to fucking take 10 calls, that would be like 130K commissions or something like that. But like, shit, fuck me, I've lost a lot of money not doing that. No, but yeah, because it's like there's levels to sales.
Yeah.
And so many people are like barely at the surface. And that's why so many reps are shit.
Damn. So what's your view on the current overall landscape of where our info is heading?
Where info's heading. I mean, buyers are getting way more resistant. And they will continue to get way more resistant. And if you're still using a process from 2021, when prospects weren't resistant, it ain't gonna work. Like, it's not. Like, some of these unks, it's like, I love some of them, but some of them have been haven't sold fucking anything in 5 years, and it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, what the fuck do you know? The game's changed. And it's gonna change in another 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like, if I'm not still selling in 5 years' time, I probably wouldn't listen to what I'm saying. Because, like, the game's going to be different. But I will be. I'll always sell. And, yeah, as I say, people are getting way more resistant. And if you don't develop your skill set and actually understand why people are getting resistant, which the majority of the time is always an internal issue with the person. And actually understanding that, then you are not going to make it in sales. Like, you need to be able to understand where that like resistance and where that doubt and where that skepticism and where that uncertainty actually comes from, so that you can continue to develop with the times. And if you don't, some other sales rep will overtake you.
So, long story short, always iterate, always improve on
Yeah.
1% every single time. And
Yeah. Also have fun. Like, have a pint. But yeah. Definitely, yeah.
I love that. So, as we wrap things up, one thing that I want you to actually kind of just wrap this podcast up with is some retrospective advice to the younger version of yourself, knowing what you know now, because you've been able to do well for yourself and you're making good money and you're going to continue making great money. And the thing is, like, you and I both know you haven't even tapped into your full potential yet. You even said yourself you don't take more than 1 to 3 calls a day.
Yeah.
Why is that? Like, are you reinvesting your time into scaling up your own offer now? Is that the reason why you limit the
There is that aspect, but also, like, before I launched it, I was still probably doing that. I think it just comes down to enjoying the moment and enjoying life. Like, my life is not sales. Sales is just a part of my life, and it's a way that I make money.
It's just a vehicle.
Yeah. I do, like, I'm obsessed with sales and, like, getting better. But I didn't get in this game to sit behind a desk for, 12, 15 hours a day. I worked 15 hours a day when I did door-to-door sales.
Yeah.
I had zero life.
Yeah.
I had no life. I didn't fucking go on a date for, like, 2 years.
Wow.
I did once. Didn't end well. I was so broke I had to apply for and, like, extend me overdraft, like, mid-dinner. But...
Did it get approved?
You what?
Did it get approved?
Did, yeah. Never seen her again, though. But anyways, besides the point. It was like, yeah, sales is just a part of my life. It's the way that I make money to allow me to do the stuff that I want to do. The stuff I want to do is not sit behind a desk. Like, so why would I do it?
What are the things that drive you? What are the things that you are now able to do and enjoy with your money and time?
I mean, mainly just traveling, experiencing new experiences, meeting new people, being able to essentially do what I want. Besides from, I don't have enough money to, like, fucking, buy a private jet or anything like that. Like, but, like, in terms of what I actually want to do, like, I'm fine. Like, I don't need to. To me, it's like, if the point comes where, like, to make more money, I would need to spend more time doing it. I'm not really interested. But besides from, obviously, me coaching, because it's, like, my thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's mine. Whereas, selling for someone else, it's like you're a contractor. It's not really your company. But it's like, yeah, as I said earlier, it's like, what is the point in making $50K per month if you don't have the time to go for a beer with your boys? And because that's what it comes down to. And it's like being able to travel, meet new people, one day hopefully get married, have a bunch of kids, handling the partner objection and think about it objection, all that sort of stuff. I mean, that's the ultimate goal. And when I do have a family, I don't want to be, I want to be able to spend that time with them.
Yeah, 100%. And when it comes to you obviously spending time with your boys, what are their thoughts on you now making the money that you're making? And how does your family view you as well?
My mom still questions whether it's legal. Yeah, I mean, my family's proud. Definitely proud. My friend, I only speak to a couple of people that I was friends with, really. Yeah, I only speak to, like, a couple of them still. They're, like, still, I mean, they're happy for us as well. Yeah. I think people are relatively happy.
Were they your day ones?
Yeah.
And have they ever thought of going into what you're doing?
Thought about it. They haven't, but I'm not bothered. Like, at the end of the day, they're still my friends. Like, one thing that I think is fucking terrible in this space is, like, people are like, oh, like, you need to fucking cut off the people that you... So it's like, so you mean to tell me that, like, to cut off your friends that you spent your entire life with just because they don't want to fucking make more money? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, some of my friends are a lot more successful than me. Not in terms of money, but they've got the things that I want.
Which is?
They've got a loving relationship. Some of them even have kids.
Wow.
Some of them, they are absolutely fully content with themselves and comfortable. And I don't think I've ever been comfortable. I don't even know what that would be. Like, I can't even fathom it. So yeah, I might have more. I might have more zeros in my bank account, but the poorest person in the world is the man who only has money. And that's why I always spend it and travel and all that sort of stuff, because I don't want to just have money.
Respect.
And what is the point?
I love that. And the final question I wanted to ask is, knowing what you know now, what advice would you have for the younger version of yourself, or someone watching this right now? They're in a position where you were in previously, where you were doing something you didn't enjoy, you were in the trenches, and you weren't seeing the results that you wanted to.
Yeah, I actually had a really good quote for this, but I fucking forgot. Advice for my younger self. You do deserve it. I think that could be... You do deserve it, and it will work out. Because the first step to becoming successful in anything in life is feeling that you actually deserve to have that thing. And also believing that you can actually get there. If you have those two things, the rest of it is easy. If you feel like you deserve to get to a certain position and you believe, like, and have fucking conviction in yourself that you can get to that position, the likelihood of you getting to that position is very high. Very high. But if you don't have that, and like, that's what I go into in my like sales program, because like, if a prospect doesn't have that, they're not going to buy. It's the exact same thing with you as a person, or anyone, not you, I mean, like, you know, people in general. It's like, if you don't have those things, you are not going to get to where you want to go. All right? Yeah, I think that's probably my biggest advice to myself when I'm younger. Also, probably lay off the pies. But yeah.
Amazing. Well, Joe, it's been a pleasure, and very grateful for your time, because this has been an incredible podcast. And the reason why I wanted to do one with you is because I want people to see the other side of the jokes and the pints.
The jokes and the pints.
The jokes and the
Do
pints.
you want to go for a pint after this?
We can do. You had one just before.
Yeah, I did. I did actually, yeah.
And yeah, like, one thing is, I'm very excited to see where you take your journey, and the more lives that you impact.
Yeah.
I've been able to see it firsthand, and I'm very excited to see where our friendship goes as well, because
Yes, man.
I know for a fact we'll be doing some
I'll
mad
see you
trips.
at Newcastle, mate.
Oh, I'll go Newcastle.
Newcastle, mate.
Going out at the tune.
I mate.
So I'm curious, how did you find this? Is actually your first podcast?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
I'm honored. The Leverage Creators Podcast with the only Jirrove in the world.
Yes.
Google it.
When I have a kid, I'm going to name him Jirrove.
It's illegal. It's illegal.
How
How do you find it?
do I find what?
The podcast. Your first ever.
Oh, yeah, I loved it, mate. I loved it.
Many more to come.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an updated one after we hit some more goals. So
Yeah, man.
what are some of the goals for 2026, bro?
Probably getting a relationship. Goals for 2026. Just be happy with myself. I don't care what it is. Just be happy with myself.
Just be happy with yourself.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love that. Well, Joe, it's been a pleasure, my friend.
Yes,
Thank you
man.
for coming on the Leverage Creators Podcast. My guy.
Wait, I mean arms.
Bam.
Wait, let's try that again.
3, 2, 1. Oh, solid.
Did you hear that slap? Yeah.
That was solid. So, guys, make sure you follow Joe on Instagram.
Yep.
Your current username is?
Mentalist closer, but I'm going to change it back to my old one, which is DGen closer, because I much prefer the ring to it.
And where did the name DJ Closer come from?
I'm a bit of a degenerate. That's basically where it comes from. A good type though. The good type.
The good type.
The good type of degenerate.
Efficiency.
The efficient degenerate.
There we go. The leveraged degenerate.
The leveraged degenerate.
Because
Yeah.
work hard, play hard, and
Yeah, man.
you're still able to operate at a high level. So
Yeah.
amazing. That is that for today. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Follow Joe on Instagram. If you don't know me, hopefully you don't know me because I'm trying to reach out to more people that don't know me. Follow me on Instagram as well. Jirrove, Jirrove. The only one. So,
Yep.
as always, stay hydrated, stay motivated, and stay blessed. Stay leveraged. Deuces.
See you leverage, guys.